Hi everybody, welcome back to Calculated Serenity. A little disaster has struck because we have started to record this and we recorded everything without sound again, which is very annoying. So I'm just gonna have to provide the commentary overlay this way. As you can see, we are waiting for the new missions to spawn on the main strategic map. And here we have a faulty equipment event. Now you can get all these hints and guides on the website if you want to optimize your choices without having to guess what they actually do. And I'm going to frequently be using those because I think this system is just a little bit frustrating. So here I believe I was wondering whether and I believe we only had a few days to complete the research, whether to give up 4 services or delay the construction, which would have taken 10 days, I believe, from the website. So I thought the lesser evil was to submit 4 services. I didn't want to upset back here the Inquisitor, because that would have caused delay in research speed as well. So I think with 19 servitors, we have essentially, we need 16 for our reactor number 2, and then further servitors to upgrade the warp drive even further. So if we give up 4, we wouldn't have enough. So we're actually going to choose something else after, but with this choice, we are just essentially sticking to contributing 4 servitors. So come on, let me make that big and we can move on with our lives. There we go. And we have now unlocked stratagems with our research. We have the Quicksilver one, which is granting 2 action points to one of our Grey Knights. And here now we have some seeds and we can start researching them. But I believe we are going to ultimately go with the Gate of Infinity, which is going to teleport all of our Grey Knights from one place to another. So that's really useful on a Bloom, destroy the Bloom spawn missions, where when you destroy the mission essentially ends. If you're surrounded by many enemy pods, that could be a lifesaver. It now has been nerfed. It now takes 1 action point away, I believe. So that is still acceptable and useful. Slightly less though when we have the new classes, DLC classes, because they do not do not work with Gates of Infinity, but it's a problem for the future. So as you can see, 16 and 8 servitors, we have now 13. So we need to get some more from one of our missions. Naturally, we cannot get hold of that mission that was just expiring now. We're waiting for new missions to spawn, hoping that they will spawn somewhere where we can, get the 2 missions now. So with that, we had a choice to make. We could either wait a few days, hope for some missions with servitors, and then start working on Plasma Reactor number 2, or whether we want to enable Augmentation Chamber. That's only going to cost 2 servitors. And I think we're just starting to see what we can do. We can see those 3 missions. We can now finally and hopefully reach to 2. So 15 servitors for that furthest away mission. And we can also get 4 acquisition points. This one here is going to give us 1 grimoire. So it would have been best to really get to those. This is just run requisition, but 5 from extra objectives. So I think the safest way to go about here, I've decided, would be to go to the middle mission and then see from there if we can reach the mission with the servitors. And if that wasn't the case, we can always go back to the mission on the left. So let's just wait for me to make that choice. Yep, one grimoire is going to be useful just to get that research speed going. But we really want servitors, and because it's going to take some time to get all of those servitors, I think it would be wise at this point to decide on that research before we start moving on the campaign map and wasting time again. Actually, no, I've decided to advance the time. Okay, and we have an event here where we are going to be offered some of those DLC classes that we can take under our wings and make a selection. So Ekta and Bakir are having conversation here. So here we have Calidus, Colexus, Everso, or Vindicare. We've decided to go with the ranged assassin, just another ranged character, as we only roll with Purgator, one Purgator. I thought that, why not? Let's give it a shot. So that is going to be helpful for us, hopefully in the future. Again, we need to be careful, and try not to take those DLC classes to the missions where we're going to be using Gates of Infinity. And that's going to save us from the pain of not teleporting these DLC classes in the Assassin with the Gates of Infinity. So we're having a look at the class here. So it has the range of 14, which is the same as our Silencer on a ranged class, ranged Grey Knight. It has a pistol as well, and it can be useful when killing enemies at low health. You can regain 1 action point when you kill it with that pistol, so you can carry on going. He also has a skill that allows you to crit at the range, so you can also low cover bonuses for enemies, and yeah, it's kind of a useful precision targeting here. Plus 100% crit on this crippling shot with 310 downtime, and you can also use stealth. The faultless aim passive gives that unit ignore damage penalties for distance and partial cover, which is very useful. You can use all that damage across 14 tiles. An instrument of justice. It's got auto ability that can regain that 1 action point, 50% probability. Okay, there's nothing else to wear on Bideka Assassin other than the grenade, same as everybody else. Okay, so we are arriving at the orbit of this planet, where we're going to take this first mission. It is going to be quite a lengthy one, but we'll need to eliminate all seed carriers. Standard setting for the beginner missions here. Danger level low. And we have an opportunity to get 3 of the requisition points here. 1 with the glorious deed, which should be straightforward, of simply not letting anybody have a critical injury. So here I've decided that we are going to give those wounded Grey Knights a rest, replace them for this mission, and we have the Quicksilver stratagem that we can now take advantage of on the mission. So Justica here, Ulrich, we are going to swap him with the other Justica, which we decided it will be useful to level him. I believe giving him HOMM as well. And naturally he doesn't have all of those abilities. He's only level 1. And Rugan we are going to replace with Vindicare Assassin. Yeah, for this mission. So now he's going to be doing damage out of range. And with this setup we are going to begin the mission. Here we go. So one of the things I really needed to make sure I improve on from the last mission again, so those things are starting to come back to me because I've played that game quite a long time ago, would be to make sure we engage and kill all the other pods before the seed pods, because when we do that, defenders of the seed will start spawning and flood them up with enemies. We don't want to be fighting multiple pods at the same time if we can avoid it. Don't want any further injuries, just for those missions to go a bit smoother, and we don't want to lose any XP as we do that as well. So here I'm going to start moving towards the center of the map just to see where enemy pods are located, and then plan our engagement. So just having a look, I believe this Justica has got the Terminator armor on him, because he's got 2 innate Aegis shields, Aegis shield points. So yeah, that's something we need to take into account, because he cannot jump ledges, he cannot traverse as easily as everybody else, and this is where we discovered the first bolt that we want to engage with. It's just a normal one, and that's another one here. So 2 relatively close to each other. That's where we need to be careful and try not to engage both at the same time. Bloom, 10, right. So I think actually engaging boys on the edge of the map first. as always, we want to get as close as we can with all of our Grey Knights or Assassins, and that's going to save us having to spend action points on covering distance. And again, most of the weapons that we have got range penalties, except for the weapon on the Assassin. You can also try and put a shield on our Grey Knights where that's possible. That's what we're doing now. And we'll still have some action points left. So now with the Justica, we will have 5 shield points on, which is very useful, very helpful. Getting closer with the Interceptor. This is the main damage dealer. To have him close to action. Okay, and we encountered the big boys for the first time. Also quite a bulky gentleman that we just need to dispatch, and this is a reminder from the game that we have the stratagem available now. So just exploring our options here. The Apothecary, we can get closer. We'll need to get closer with all of the classes, to be honest. I'll probably need to get through those Plague Marines one by one. They have a range of 10. They can deal 4 damage. They can also attack from melee range with 2 damage, so usually they wouldn't get through Aegis Shield this way. The problem with them is they obviously get regain those armor points or shield points, shall we say, each round if we don't finish them off. So ideally we just need to try and kill them. So let's see how I've engaged the encounter. There isn't any great place where I can teleport, but the good thing is that I can now teleport a lot further away with that. Actually, now that's revert that. You need an upgrade for that. So this is the. Oh yeah, sorry, that's right. So I have further distance on teleport skill unlocked now. So that's going to definitely help us get closer to action. And especially when we unlock the teleport strike. So here we are going to count on the cover fire from Interceptor. There we go. 2 damage added. And now we can also engage with other characters on our team. Due to the distance, it's only going to do 2 damage as opposed to the usual 4. I've got 2 action points left, so we can strike once and then run to cover. Yeah, so it took all the firepower really to get rid of just one of those Plague Marines. They are quite bulky. Okay, and here we've dispatched at first Plague Marine. We are now going to be able to get into the proper solid cover. This is close to the explosives, but I don't think they can hurt us here. They won't really shoot those explosives unless they have grenades. They only have grenades on more advanced Plague Marines later in the game. Right now, that's not the case, and Warp Surge risk moved to 50%. That other pod has moved away, thankfully, so that means we can engage with these two remaining Plague Marines and try and get rid of them quickly. So we're going to move here and use that environment, do some damage to that first Plague Marine there, get him off his ledge. Those two pods are really close together. And here we have a little bit of a difficulty. That grenade is not a good idea because it's not even gonna hit both. There's a way to actually get there without being hit. I'm going to work it out in a moment. But yeah, if we use that default navigation, he's going to hit us as we're passing him, and I don't really want to remove those two shield points from myself. Okay. It's very useful to have the extra 1 melee damage on Interceptor. Thanks to that passive skill. That's really helpful. Now, we are in a bit of a pickle with our assassin because he is behind some environment and we aren't able to hit him from anywhere other than this location here whilst remaining in cover. So we have a few options there. We can, I believe, use that skill, disable his range weapon or bleed. I think bleed. I remember what I've picked. Yeah, disable the range weapon. It's the safest choice because if we have Aegis shield on both grenades in the vicinity, we shouldn't be able to detach us at all. And also run to shoot our apothecary here, which is standing in the open. So we're just reloading here. And with a one last action point, we are going to use this for Aegis shield, I believe. If I had a way to dispatch him before end of the turn, I would have, but that's not, I believe that's not the case. No, that's just silly. What are you doing? What are you doing? That one grenade is not gonna do us much good, but if we go this way, exactly, we will end up in melee, and it's going to be useful because we're going to keep him in place, and we're going to tank with our Terminator armor, so we can affect bleed. Stun isn't really gonna do us any good here. Bleed is going to be at least slightly helpful. Yeah, if he was boarding hammer, we could have killed him, but because we got a sword, that's not possible, so the best choice is, I believe, to use the shield, or maybe we're gonna go with the Overwatch. No, it was a shield. Yeah. Okay, I just tanked that hit. And the bait is getting lower, which again, now we just need to pay attention to those enemy bots, because one of them is just going straight and directly at us, which is not going to be very enjoyable when we activate that odds. Haven't even finished this Blade Marine, but we are working on it. And are we going to give a kill to Assassin or somebody else here? Yes, I think I'm trying to get us closer to the action without triggering our pulse. I just need to stay at least 15 tiles away from the center of that enemy pod. Yeah, giving that kill to Assassin. And getting us closer to action. I believe that was is as close as we want to be. That's probably not going to help us much, Albert. Yeah, just position ourselves to intercept any of the runners that we may have our way. Okay. Now, may probably just need to end this here now. Okay, here they come. So there's one Plague Marine surrounded by mostly melee guys with one cultist setting up the Overwatch ambush. Those two pods very, very close, so we'll just need to try and dispatch these guys close quickly and try not to activate other pod. We are eliminating this Overwatch, this cultist from battlefield. One gun less threatening us here. And let's see what else we're going to do. Moving in closer with Apothecary, taking a look at this grenade, and I think because it's hitting so many of the enemies, we decided to take advantage of it and weaken them quite a bit. Unfortunately, that armor damage on the Plague Marine is going to go to waste, as we are going to be able to reach him all over there without risking triggering other groups. And in here, we want to be able to shoot at these guys from relative safety. Okay, I'm going to stay in the open here, but I've got a shield on, so that's hopefully going to draw Plague Marine fire to himself. And right there, that should allow us to kill this youth. There we go. Apothecary, I believe we're going to set up Overwatch ambush with 1 action point. No, we've decided to go with the shield. And I believe that was a good move because that Plague Marine is just taking a shot. So from his 4 initial damage, because of the distance, or actually did a half cover, that's allowed us to tank it. Intercept it. Some are here, and we are actually receiving bad news with this warp surge, because that's a pox gift, meaning that it's going to spawn a whole bunch of new enemies all around us. So naturally, with that other bolts nearby, we need to stay really careful on what we're planning to do, how we plan to dispatch all of the enemies. So just taking a look to see whether it'll be worth to take this Plague Marine out of his cover, but we are now spotting that this pod is going straight at us, meaning that we probably need to fall behind. We didn't wish to trigger him just yet. Purifying the spawning enemies here. Yeah. And the other pod is also coming in our direction, so it's out of a sudden getting really hot in here. We try to eliminate as many enemies as we can from here and then fall back down below. He would need to reload on Assassin. And can we shoot anybody from here? I guess not. That was the last action point by the looks of it. Interceptor can kill him. And with the last action point remaining again, go back to cover. 3 action points on EU. Okay, so there's a bunch of dudes spawning that way. I think there's a few of them also behind us. Yeah, there's 1. There's 2. And there's 3 and 4. 4 of them. Pox gift. And this actually is a big demon. And the trouble's the one, that's the one that explodes and gives us plague, so we need to make sure to stay those 3 tiles away this time for sure. Unlike the other mission, and unfortunately we are going to be hit here They were too close to us. But the good news, we haven't triggered those seed bots and enemy bots, so that is going to give us slightly more time, as long as we don't reveal ourselves. Can use willpower to dispatch these runners. Can heal ourselves as well. Probably a good idea to get rid of this demon now. Yeah, I kind of almost forgotten about that Plague Marine in the back. This explosive is not going to help us much because anyone on the lower level compared to where the explosive is just safe from it, from the explosion. And that was a bit of a mistake on my part because we've gone up within 15 towers to this spot and it actually revealed them as well. So now we are a little bit surrounded, but again, the good news is mainly those are melee opponents, which don't want that demon to get close to us. Yeah, that's not helping us again. They are a little bit in the back, so that gives us again some time to take cover and dispatch these enemies. So Assassin should be able to finish him, or would we do that with someone else? Okay, that's removing him from the map. What are we going to do now? Here we need to reload our interceptor. They do 2 damage. They are lesser guys. So the plan is to tank that hit with the Justica and move our other classes slightly further away. We can also reload here. Let's see what I'm going to do. Yep. And reload. He goes through that ammo really quickly with the support fire. It's not going to be that useful until we upgrade it, because we can add some extra damage to it later on. So yeah, these dudes can actually run up quite far. And this cultist has flanked us, and our apothecary is in a bit of a pickle here. All surrounded. Thankfully, that was the only hit we received in this turn. Yeah, a bunch of overwatchers from cultists, and they are all around this explosives. So I think we should be trying to use it to help our cause. As Black Memory is getting closer too, and we will tank this hit with the Aegis shield. Right. So, this grenade is going to get rid of at least 2 of those cultists. Unfortunately, it's not going to give us any XP when we kill them, because they are going to die from explosives on the map. If the grenade killed them, we would have obviously received the experience points, but just thinking right now, if we don't do something, they are going to overrun us and damage us to the extent we don't want. So, just really thinking on my options here. And yeah, looks like we are using Interceptor and his increased damage to get rid of those boxwalkers. 5 XP, 5 hit points is just exactly how much we do with a sword by default with our passive again. Very, very useful. That's why I was so happy to have Interceptor as well as the other Justica with that feat. Okay, so yeah, is that the grenade time now? Just trying not to get that demon in the vicinity of my soldiers, but looks like we don't have much of a choice here. Just hoping that he's gonna land somewhere. Yeah, he's gone really far and further away from the apothecary, so that was the main thing really. Because he's ready to be popped, to be frank, but we don't want to be near him when that happens. Okay, so this is the Justica. We can take this hit in order to move closer to our Poxwalker and try and free up our apothecary to move away or do something else. Let's see. Yeah, so actually, using move power to kill that boxwalker next to us. We could be considering we want to be tanking Plague Marine next turn. And let's not forget we have these cultists flanking us from the other side. Or the last remaining cultist, shall I say. There's also Seed Carrier next to Apothecary. So, how are we going to use the teleport? Let's see what I decide on doing. With all the action points remaining on our assassin, and we can actually use the pistol to kill that demon and refund ourselves 1 action point. But first we need to move Interceptor away. We still have Stratagem available, Quicksilver in case of need, but I don't think this is the time to use it just yet. So we have 2 action points left. So we are dispatching Poxwalkers. Right, first we need to still move our Interceptor. Can't remember what I've decided to do. We cannot really extract seed reliably without critting. The only character capable of critting is an assassin here on this map. So if we want that seed, we want to be using skill for that reason. I think I've decided in the end that the best thing that I can do is to teleport away into the full cover. Okay, and now that gives us a little bit more flexibility, so we can use Exeter's pistol to finish off the demon. Apothecary is more than 3 tiles away. Triple check this time, make sure he's not within range. And that just refunded 1 additional action point, so we can use the critical hit skill to extract the seed. Gripping shot. There we go. So I think weakened. It's not gonna help as much as we want to get rid of the kite anyway. But it is what it is. Do we have any ammo left? I can't seem to recall. Apothecary is getting rid of him. Okay. Hitting him with the pistol and then taking cover with Apothecary again. Or using the shield. Probably using the shield. Because we have that 1 extra box socket incoming. And Plague Marine is getting nearer as well. I think I'm using the shield to one more time try to draw some fire. It's actually 2 of these dudes here. They attack only 1. They do 1 damage. Yeah, so he's shooting at just a guy, just like we wanted to. And blue is rising again and again. We have a few enemies to remove from the map, starting those little dudes. And our Apothecary will be capable of killing them by himself and getting to full cover from Plague Marine. And now it's finally time to start working on Plague Marine himself. So I believe one reminder for myself from doing all of this is that as we've extracted a seed from the seed carrier, it's not summoned Defenders of the Bloom. And I'm thinking that's because maybe that only happens when we have, well, or when we do that on the last of the enemy pods carrying seeds. Right, so we're in closer of everybody and invoking support fire from our interceptor. And I see he's got 2 action points left and 10 hit points on the Plague Marine. Interceptor should be able to finish him off. So let's get closer with everybody else. Reload on Justica. Well, thank you, Mom. And he's gone. And that was a level up on Interceptor, I believe. We are still in possession of our Quicksilver stratagem. Or when we fight the last spot, I believe I was looking for the seed on the map. Trying to locate that seed. I couldn't see it anywhere nearby. Certainly not in this location. So now, one more time, we're just going to try and get closer to the enemy horde without leaving anybody behind. We have, yeah, they're quite far away, so we have lots of possibilities of how we want to engage with the last spot on the map. And that's how we should have played the previous mission, but then again, I've got now this in my mind, and I'm going to make sure that I've learned from my past mistakes. The main way, though, to lose a campaign is when you make bad decisions on a campaign map. Naturally, if you lose high-level Grey Knights and you don't have a backup, like I don't have a backup right now, well, then naturally that can lose your campaign as well. But we received Curse of a Bloom, but that only means we have one max HP less on each of our Grey Knights and Assassin. And yeah, I think this is a good idea to buff some of our melee classes now and put Edge Shield on, and then that's going to allow us to encounter the last enemy horde with confidence. Interceptors blocked. So, oh yeah, just making some way for him. And these dudes have got two heavy stabbers. One of them is carrying a seed. And yeah, quite a few cultists as well. So, all ranged, all dangerous. Well, the thing is, we can leave the seed carrier for last as well, and that is going to give us a little bit more time to finish off any strugglers before we have to fight defenders of the seed. So, getting assassin to full cover here, I think. And this unit has hunkered down, and that's why they have one additional shield on them. Armor. We're looking for somewhere where we could just teleport right into cover and then use our gun for a gun to get used, but I don't think we found such a spot. Okay, yeah, so getting to full cover with Assassin, and trying to see what I can do with a grenade that we still haven't used on some of those soldiers. I want to remove that cover and get them into the open. think we can tank this overwatch shot in order to use his environmental object in order to damage those 3 cultists. That should be a decent enough move. I don't know if that's what we decided. Let's wait and see. It takes me a while to make my make my mind. But it's not too bad because it gives us partial cover and still 1 action point remaining, I believe, after we've done it. Yeah, so kills 1 outright and damages 2 quite a bit as well. So yeah, just do it. Just do it, man. Trying to find the right angle. Yeah, we're just taking an overwatch shot. As long as it's not heavy stabber, it's not really doing that much damage, 3 damage only. And I don't know, are we enabling more shield or are we finishing off? I think we are going to finish off. Yeah. Some of those guns. Remove those guns from the map. Still have some action points remaining on our boys. We can, in fact, disable weapon on this heavy stabber. Moving closer with interceptor into half cover. We also have apothecary left on the battlefield. Just looking for somewhere from where I can shoot that 1 low health cultist or the explosive. One in the vicinity of the other one. I think I'm going to use the support fire, and as long as you can do 2 damage to the cultist far away, that 2 plus 2 is going to be enough to kill him. And then we can dispatch this cultist on the melee range and have still last action to get into full cover. And now we only have 1 real danger in the form of that heavy stabber that's got a seed on him. He's going to use his suppress skill to take assassin of the game, and we just happened to find the seed, 1 last seed we were looking at, so I believe that gives us or refunds us some willpower as well as gives us the seed. So yeah, he's got 6 willpower now. And a little bit of an onward spot here, because we cannot possibly take him back into cover there. So we can use our HOMM with the full strike enabled to dispatch that heavy stabber, injured heavy stabber, and we can also use our Aegis shield in order to tank now a hit from this heavy stabber left. We need to be careful. We can go invisible, I think. I think that would solve our people here, but we still need to wait for our skill from the cooldown. Let's just use last turn on the other opponent, so we are simply just getting closer and playing a bit of a away game. I think this intercept is quite far away, but we don't want to be taking any risks. It can teleport closer though. Okay. Here he comes, and he's actually surprised me a little bit here. There's a bold action, something I haven't taken into account, and the angle he's decided to use. So I think one more turn in order to get crippling shot back, so we just need to get in closer. One of the options would be just to go to melee range and tank him this way. That would have meant only 1 damage from him, unless he was to run away and risk being hit. Yeah, still under 10. Okay, forward search, and this time we are getting Horrible Affliction on Justica, meaning he's going to have, I believe, 2 less movement for the duration of that affliction. So with the free AP, that could be quite considerable, but I think we want to keep the grenade for the last bolt. That's going to spawn after we extract the seed. Just looking for an angle from where I can take a shot. I think I found it. That's the other side of where I'm looking now. Not from here. Finally found it. It's just quite funny. It looks like I was looking for it for ages. Okay, well, anyway, this isn't going to help us in any way if we do add +1 stun, but Guardians of the Seed are being spawned, and we just need to kill this last heavy stabber from the last bolt. I was considering whether to commit just to kill him, but at the same time I didn't really want to have him too far away from the action. I think I've done it anyway. He's got the whole affliction, meaning that the enemies are going to be quite far away. Anyway, yeah, let's get closer to where they all spawn. Putting an Aegis shield on. I can probably add some Overwatch, and another reminder for myself is it really matters at which angle we do it, because if you look outside of a cover, that's going to be meaning our Grey Knights are stepping out of a cover in order to cover a particular Overwatch angle, and later in the mission I believe we lost some HP due to that as well. So just having a look at how we can take advantage of our long range assassin. Yeah, going to have to reload here. He's got 6 points hit points, so as long as we can see him with the interceptor, that's going to be enough. That should be enough. I think we've taken a shot. Anyway, maybe a bit of a misplay on my part, but not a big deal. Yep, you kind of need to reload there. Run all the way back. Yeah, probably would have been better to use Interceptor to kill and then teleport closer to action, but it is what it is. They are very far away from us, so we are thinking it's still quite safe to moving closer. And if we're using partial cover, that doesn't interfere with the Overwatch angles, but if we are in full cover, naturally we'll have to step out of full cover in order to set up Overwatch. So thankfully we've enabled Aegis shield, so as you can see he's looking away, and that's where he stepped out of the cover. And they have just avoided it and taken a shot. That's not damaged us, but these two cultists, they can damage us. That was just one damage though. Not big deal. And I think there was 2 damage, so yeah, that was a bigger deal. And the carry is going to be likely having a mild injury from that. I believe we have one more turn in order to kill those enemies. I can't remember what they actually do. Do they give XP or do they not give XP? Let's have a look. Yeah, they do. So that's fine. It's still worth taking them out. I think we have full ammo and we can shoot at him. Support fire. And finishing up this way. That leaves for the last cultist on the map. And Apothecary can take care of him. We still haven't used the Quicksilver, just didn't really need it. think because he's level 1, potentially using it on Jessica right now, just so that he can kill him and get XP. There we go. That's the last of it. We just need to end the turn, and that's going to extract everybody. That was a bit of a pointless. To use that Aegis Shield skill. Victory nonetheless. And the only Grey Knight that took a bit of a beating was our Apothecary. Nothing too concerning. As we have the 2 other Grey Knights recovering quickly from the mild injuries from previous mission. Yep, we got the Glorious Deed. We have some choices, but then again, they all cost 1 requisition. We have 7 of those requisitions now. Not really something we want to be using right away. And Assassin and Interceptor have both leveled up, which is great news for us. We can promote both. Starting with Interceptor, we want to definitely go into Teleport Strike and teleport allies, I believe. And those are those extra support fire damage options that we want at some point as well. So they could be doing 5 damage with each support fire shot, which is great. Okay, and a bit different leveling system to the assassin classes. At level 2, he can get Deadshot skill, 15-10 cooldown, but he kills any organic enemy outright. So like one of those Plague Knights perhaps can just eliminate with 1 shot, and then he gets plus 5% crit damage on all ranged attacks, which could come in handy. And here we are, and I believe, yeah, those that the Rugan and Iolantus are recovering in 2 and 14 days. And now to check whether we can get to that other mission with services, and actually yes we can, which is fantastic. Which is exactly what we needed. This is as long as we don't encounter any of those events on the way that are going to delay us in any way, but hopefully we wouldn't, and we can still reach that mission. I really hope to see you in the next episode. This time I'll make sure to record everything properly, including all the sounds. And yeah, thank you guys. Take care.